Hi, this is Rob at EdgeStocks.com. Thank you for joining me for today's update for April 1st, 2010. I have only one stock for you today, but before we go on to that, I want to tell you about an FAQ that came in and that I answered, and it's important to cover this topic having to do with what you expect as returns using the EdgeStocks service. And the question was, if a recommendation shows, for example, a 10% average gain, should I expect that as a return? And the answer is there are a lot of factors that can influence the outcome of a trade. It's particularly true with single stocks because they're susceptible to different kinds of alternations. An analyst could come out and make a commentary. You know, they could have earnings. Could be the overall market influencing it. And so stocks will have more variance than a stock index or a basket of stocks. So when we trade them, we usually want to do so as a portfolio. And so past performance is never indicative of future results, but what we try to do is we try to stack things in our favor so that we'll have a positive outcome overall in the future. And so with the EdgeStocks service, I had done some statistics, and what I had seen since we started was that we had a 5% average winning trade since we began doing the service. 70% winners. But the interesting thing was we had the ratio between the average winner and the average loser is 2.5 times. So you make 2.5 times what you lose on the losers, and then you win 70% of the time. Of course, that's not indicative of the future, but the point that I am trying to make is that we're using statistics here to try to stack things in our favor. It's not a guarantee of the future, but it is giving us an edge, and that's a big factor when you take into consideration that about 98% of all money managers underperform the market overall. So keep that in mind. Good money management practices can lead you to really superb results. The one stock that I have for today, symbol RBN, Robinson Myers. This stock has a wonderful alternating pattern and has recently been down and is showing some signs to the upside, and we have a buy recommendation for tomorrow's open on this stock. I like the ratio between the average return and the drawdown, and it looks as though this is a fairly likely stock to give us some real nice performance during the trade. So I had mentioned before, and I might go ahead and mention, since we only have one stock today, if you are trading this stock, you might choose to enter this on a stop order rather than just entering on the market. For example, the stock's been down, and you might say, well, I want to be sure that the stock is in fact moving up before I buy it. The rule is don't buy a falling knife, you know. So now I do see that we recently tested this last swing low here and started to turn around. So technically I really like to see this kind of pattern where we have tested this low and turned around and come higher. We are below the 20, and for those of you who do watch us on an ongoing basis know that I like to purchase stocks that are below the 20-period moving average. I've also noticed a tendency for stocks that are lower priced to do quite well in the $5, $6, $7 range. I recently closed out a very big trade on a percentage basis in that price range. So you may choose to just enter at the open or today's close. You know, if you're expecting to see an up market tomorrow, you might want to hop on a bit early or entering on a stop. These are your choices. Or if you want to be a deal shopper, you could do like me and try to go in and get filled at a limit. For example, the price is at $24.05 right now. I might elect to go in and place an order at $24.01 and see if I could pick myself up a few cents. It's not a lot, but on a stock that's alternating, very often you can get in at a better price just based on the noise, if you will, of the stock trading intraday. So that's what I have today, symbol RBN, and I'd like to thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon.